Hey everyone, welcome to our channel. Today we're diving into some of the most expensive mistakes in history, like seriously big budget-breaking blunders. You won't believe how a small error, a miscalculation, or sometimes just plain bad luck can lead to a massive financial disaster. We're talking billions of dollars down the drain, years of work wasted, and in some cases even the loss of human life. So buckle up because we're about to explore some truly epic fails. Picture this, 1932 Australia. Farmers are struggling, the Great Depression is raging, and in rolls a massive infestation of emus. These weren't your average run-of-the-mill birds, these were giant, flightless, crop-destroying machines. The Australian government, desperate for a solution, decided to call in the big guns, literally. They deployed soldiers armed with Lewis machine guns to combat the emu menace. You might be thinking, what could go wrong? Well, as it turns out, a lot. The emus, those feathered fiends, proved to be surprisingly resilient and annoyingly difficult to hit. The soldiers mowed down some emus, sure, but the birds mostly scattered, regrouped, and continued their reign of terror on the Australian countryside. The operation was a colossal failure, a public relations nightmare, and a big fat waste of taxpayer money. And the emus, they lived to fight another day. Space exploration is hard. You've got to account for millions of variables and perfect complex technology, but sometimes success and failure hinge on something simple. Enter the Mars Climate Orbiter, a $125 million spacecraft. In 1999, it was supposed to enter Mars's orbit. Instead, there was only silence. The orbiter burned up in the Martian atmosphere, a single conversion error. One team used the metric system while another used imperial units. This tiny discrepancy sent the orbiter off course, turning it into expensive space debris. The Titanic. Even the name evokes images of grandeur and disaster. This unsinkable ship, a marvel of early 20th century engineering, set sail on its maiden voyage in 1912, carrying with it the dreams and aspirations of over 2,000 passengers and crew. But the Titanic's story, as we all know, is one of tragedy. A series of missteps, miscommunications, and a touch of arrogance conspired to sink the ship of dreams. There weren't enough lifeboats for everyone on board, a decision based on aesthetics and a belief in the ship's invincibility. Warnings about icebergs were ignored, and the ship, traveling at high speed, slammed into a massive iceberg, sealing its fate. More than 1,500 souls perished in the icy waters of the North Atlantic. The Titanic, once a symbol of human ingenuity, became a stark reminder of the power of nature and the folly of overconfidence. Chernobyl. Even today, the name sends chills down our spines. In 1986, this Ukrainian city became synonymous with nuclear disaster, a stark warning about the devastating consequences of human error and technological hubris. It began during a safety test at the Chernobyl nuclear power plant. A combination of design flaws, safety violations, and a disregard for protocol led to a chain reaction that spiraled out of control. The reactor exploded, releasing a plume of radioactive material into the atmosphere. The explosion and subsequent fire spread radioactive fallout across Europe, contaminating land, water, and countless lives. The human cost of Chernobyl was immense. Firefighters and first responders, true heroes, rushed into the heart of the disaster, sacrificing their own health to contain the catastrophe. Thousands suffered from radiation sickness, and the long-term effects of the disaster are still being felt today. Remember dial-up internet? The screeching modems, the agonizingly slow download speeds, the constant fear of someone picking up the phone and ruining everything? Yeah, those were the days. At the height of the dot-com boom, AOL, the king of dial-up, decided to merge with media giant Time Warner. It was a deal that was supposed to revolutionize the media landscape, bringing together the world of online content and traditional media. But instead of a match made in heaven, it was a disaster of epic proportions. The merger, valued at a staggering $350 billion, quickly turned sour. The dot-com bubble burst, taking AOL's stock price down with it. Cultural clashes between the two companies, coupled with the rapidly changing media landscape, made matters worse. The merger, once hailed as a stroke of genius, became a cautionary tale of corporate hubris and the dangers of overpaying for a fading star. The Gulf of Mexico, 2010. A massive explosion rocks the Deepwater Horizon oil rig, killing 11 workers and unleashing an environmental disaster of unprecedented scale. For 87 agonizing days, oil and methane gas gushed from the wellhead a mile below the surface. It was a nightmarish scene, a testament to the devastating consequences of corporate negligence and our insatiable thirst for fossil fuels. Millions of barrels of oil spewed into the Gulf, polluting beaches, killing marine life and devastating coastal communities. The images were heartbreaking. Oil-soaked pelicans struggling to fly, dead dolphins washing ashore, fishermen staring out at a sea that had once sustained them, now choked with oil. The Deepwater Horizon spill was a wake-up call, a stark reminder of the environmental risks associated with offshore drilling and the urgent need for sustainable energy solutions. January 28, 1986, a cold, clear morning at Cape Canaveral, Florida. Millions around the world watched as the Space Shuttle Challenger, carrying 7 astronauts, roared into the sky. Among them was Krista McAuliffe, a teacher set to become the first civilian in space. But just 73 seconds after liftoff, tragedy struck. The Challenger exploded in a ball of fire, instantly claiming the lives of all on board. The nation, indeed the world, watched in horror as the dream of space exploration turned into a national nightmare. An investigation revealed that the disaster was caused by the failure of 2 rubber O-rings, which had become brittle in the unusually cold temperatures. In 1628, Sweden was a rising power, eager to assert its dominance in the Baltic Sea. To bolster their navy, they commissioned the Vasa, a warship of unparalleled size and firepower. The Vasa was a floating fortress, bristling with cannons and adorned with intricate carvings. It was a testament to Swedish craftsmanship, a symbol of national pride. But there was one tiny problem: it was also incredibly top-heavy. On its maiden voyage, a mere 1,300 meters from shore, a gust of wind caught the Vasa's sails, causing it to lift sharply. Water poured in through the open gunports, and within minutes the mighty warship capsized and sank to the bottom of the harbor. The Vasa, once a symbol of Swedish might, became a watery tomb for over 50 souls, and a costly reminder that even the grandest ambitions can be sunk by basic engineering flaws. London, 2000, a new millennium, a new bridge. The Millennium Bridge, a sleek, modern pedestrian bridge spanning the River Thames, was supposed to be a symbol of London's embrace of the future. But on its opening day, something unexpected happened. The bridge began to sway and wobble, sending pedestrians scrambling for solid ground. It turns out that the bridge, designed to be flexible, was a little too flexible. The synchronized footsteps of thousands of pedestrians created a phenomenon known as synchronous lateral excitation. In simpler terms, the bridge was moving in sync with the people walking on it, amplifying the wobble and turning it into a nausea-inducing roller coaster ride. The bridge was closed immediately, earning it the nickname Wobbly Bridge. It took 2 years and millions of pounds to fix the design flaw, adding insult to injury. Airports, those gateways to adventure, those hubs of international travel, those never-ending construction projects. Enter the Berlin-Brandenburg Airport, synonymous with mismanagement, cost overruns, and endless delays. Originally set to open in 2011, BER became a symbol of bureaucratic inefficiency. From faulty fire safety systems to short escalators, the problems were endless. The budget ballooned from €2 billion to over €7 billion. The opening date was pushed back repeatedly. The airport finally opened in 2020, 9 years late. BER serves as a cautionary tale of plans gone hilariously wrong. From military misadventures to engineering miscalculations and business blunders, we've journeyed through some of history's costliest and most cringeworthy mistakes. These epic fails, as expensive and frustrating as they may be, offer valuable lessons about the importance of planning, communication, and a healthy dose of humility. Remember, even the smartest, most capable people and organizations can make mistakes. It's how we learn from those mistakes and strive to do better next time that truly matters. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more fascinating content. See you next time.